You know that moment when you look around and realize someone you know quietly became rich? Not flashy rich, not Lamborghini rich, just financially secure. They got investments. Their house is mostly paid off. Their money seems to grow every year. Meanwhile, you're sitting there thinking, wait, we had the same job, same salary. How did they get so far ahead? It usually wasn't because they earned more money, and it definitely wasn't because they got lucky with some crazy crypto trade. It's because they own a few specific assets for a very long time. Assets that quietly compounded in the background. No hype, no drama, just slow, boring wealth creation. And look, I know that sounds kind of underwhelming. But here's the thing. Most millionaires don't get rich from one big move. They get rich from owning the right things for decades. Today, we're going to break down 8 assets that quietly make people millionaires, while most people completely ignore them. My name is Zack. I spend way too much time thinking about how ordinary people slowly build wealth through assets and compound growth. That if you're someone who earns a decent income but feels like your money never turns into real wealth, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today we're going to talk about something most financial advice completely misses. Not budgeting, not cutting coffee, not side hustles. We're talking about assets. Because income makes you feel rich. Asset number 1, index funds. Let's start with the most energetic one, index funds. And look, I know what some of you are thinking. Zack, index funds are boring. Yeah, but that's the point. Because boring is exactly what builds wealth. The S&P 500, which represents the largest companies in the United States, has historically returned about 10% per year on average over the long term. Now let's do some simple math. Let's say you invest $500 a month. Not $500, just $500. At a 10% return after 30 years, that becomes roughly $1.1 million. That's not speculation. That's compound interest. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need a genius stock pick. You need time in the market. Index funds are basically owning tiny pieces of hundreds of companies all at once. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Instead of trying to guess the winner, you just own the entire race. And over decades, that quietly builds massive wealth. Asset number 2, a paid-off home now, before the comments explode. No, your house is not always the best investment, but a paid-off home is one of the biggest wealth stabilizers people have. According to the Federal Reserve, the median net worth of homeowners is about 40 times higher than renters. 40. Now, that's not because houses magically make people rich, that it's because mortgages act like forced investing. Every payment increases your ownership. Meanwhile, rents usually rise every year. But here's where it gets really interesting. Imagine 2 people at age 65. Person still pays $2,000 a month in rent. Person B owns their home outright. That's $24,000 per year in extra financial freedom. Over a 25-year retirement, that difference alone equals $600. Owning your home doesn't just build wealth. It dramatically reduces the amount of wealth you need. Asset number 3, retirement accounts. This is one of the most underrated wealth multipliers. Tax-advantaged accounts. 401k. IRAs, Roth IRAs. Here's what most people don't realize. Taxes quietly destroy investment growth. If you earn $100,000 and pay 25% taxes, you lose $25,000 every year. But retirement accounts delay or eliminate some of those taxes, which allows your money to compound faster. Let's say you invest $6,000 per year for 35 years. 8% growth. That becomes about $1 million. But if you pay taxes on gains every year, you might end up with hundreds of thousands. Less. Taxes are like friction on a wheel. Retirement accounts remove that friction. Asset number 4, skills that increase your income now. This one isn't a financial asset. It's a human asset. Your skills. Because here's something people underestimate. Increasing your income early in your career has a massive compounding effect. Let's say you learn a skill that increases your income by $10,000 per year. If you invest that difference over 30 years at 8% growth, that extra income could become over $1.20 million. And yet people will spend months researching stocks, but almost no time upgrading their skills, which is weird because your career is the largest income engine you'll ever own. Your job is not just a paycheck, that it's the fuel source for your assets. Asset number 5, ownership in businesses. This is where wealth really starts accelerating. Owning businesses. Now, this doesn't mean starting the next billion-dollar startup. Most millionaires simply own small businesses or shares in companies. According to IRS data, a huge percentage of millionaires have business ownership income. Why? Because businesses scale that a salary pays you for hours at a business can generate income even when you're not working. Look at someone who owns a small company that produces $200,000 in profit annually. That business might be worth $1 million or more. And that value compounds as the company grows. Ownership changes everything. Asset number 6. Rental. Real estate rental properties combine 3 powerful forces: cash flow, appreciation, leverage. Let's say you buy a $300,000 rental property with a 20% down payment. That's $60,000 invested. But if the home value rises just 3% annually, the entire property increases in value. Your $60,000 controls a $300,000 asset. That's leverage. Meanwhile, tenants may cover your mortgage. And over time, the property becomes fully paid off. Now, you have an asset generating passive income every month. This is how many ordinary people quietly build multi-million-dollar portfolios. Not overnight, over decades. Asset number 7, time. Now, this one sounds strange, but time is the most powerful asset in finance because compound growth is exponential. Let me show you something crazy. Person A invests $300 a month starting at age 22 to person B invests $600 a month starting at age 32. Twice as much money. But guess who wins? Person A, even though they invested less total money. Because the extra decade of compounding matters more than the higher contribution. Time multiplies everything. That's why the earlier you start, the easier wealth becomes. Asset number 8. Financial discipline. This might be the least exciting one, but it's the foundation of all the others. Discipline. Wealth is not built in one heroic moment, that it's built in thousands of small, boring decisions. The difference between someone with $100,000 and someone with $1 million is often not intelligence, it's time plus discipline. Wealth isn't about chasing the next opportunity, but it's about owning the right assets long enough. If this video helped you understand how wealth actually works, share it with someone who needs to see this. And if you want more simple explanations about money and investing, hit the like button. And subscribe if you want to learn how normal people quietly become millionaires.